balance. So action all over the speedway. You can see the 29 going slow. That's Jason Vale in the 29 car. Slow into turns 1 and 2. Again, Enduro racing a little bit different than usual racing. We're just going to send these drivers along with the whole race and see what happens. Our best appearing car, the 95 of Chris Pinder, making the drive all the way from Sault Ste. Marie. And right now putting on a show in the Cars looking racing automobile.
Some close racing, 455. Looks like he gets through that 4 wide there in turn 1 and 2, and now they bring it around 3 wide through 3 and 4, Kevin.
Action all over this 3rd mile Flamboro Speedway. One driver you want to keep an eye on, that number 1 of Dan Dos Santos. That car is no stranger to victory lane here in Enduro racing. Picked up the win a little bit while ago over in turns 1 and 2. We got one stuffed in the outside wall. We'll see how long that driver's going to stay there. Again, Enduro, we don't throw the caution until we absolutely need to.
Certainly adds to your bravery when you're staring at the whole field coming at you, coming down the front straightaway.
So again, green flag still in the air here. We're going to try to update you as best we can throughout the day. Kind of give you an idea of how many laps we are running. We can't officially put it up on the scoreboard. Oh, what a round on turn 2, the 40 machine. Facing the wrong way, the 40 of Haley Hill. We'll see if Haley Hill can get that machine refired.
Wow, I've been in Enduro facing the wrong way with cars coming out of the turns, and it is not where you want to be because you know you're most likely going to get hit.
The 40 of Haley Hill gets that car refired and out of danger. She may need some dude wipes after this one. Looks like the 30 car's having some problems there as well. So action all over the pace. We've got fast cars, we've got slower cars. This is what Enduro racing is all about here at Flamboro Speedway.
Still got that car in turn 1 wall there. He's getting an exciting view. Probably not very comfortable though right now.
Looks like somebody's getting a meatball flag. So we're going to pay attention to this one. Oh, red flag is on the speedway. Yeah, red flag, red flag, red flag. Red flag on the speedway. Stop, stop, stop. Oh, some drivers aren't stopping. Red flag is on the speedway.
Oh, the 95 from Sault Ste. Marie does not get refired, and Chris Pinder he's kind of rolling, but it doesn't look like that thing is fired up there, so not a great way to get refired.
See if he can roll his way down to the infield. Hey, at least he won the best appearing car, so that's a positive. That's a good-looking car, though. That brings me back to the Cars movie. I love the Cars movie.
If there was an award for driving the farthest, I think when you come 10 hours to an Enduro, that definitely would be the award.
Oh, looks like he's found the accelerator button there as well. Lightning McQueen, I Am Speed, back on the racetrack. Very demure, very demure. I don't know what the saying is, something like that. Kayla's laughing at it. Very mindful, very demure, very mindful. Something like that. I'm not up with the hipsters.
You might not know the Cars movie, but you can sing the song from Frozen.
My children do love Frozen, I will say that. Oh, the Zero car puffing some big white clouds. Oh, punted into the wall. The Zero of Andrea Clark. Oh, fire! Red flag on the speedway. Red, 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 red flag. Fire on the Zero machine.
Again, the 95 from Sault Ste. Marie, Chris Pinder, is having some problem getting it refired. He's sitting right by the start-finish line on the front straightaway, stationary. Oh, and looks like he may have got it fired, but it's just barely rolling. Everybody else is whipping by him at some excessive speed, so not a fun place to be if you're Chris Pinder. He might have it going there. The Car's car is rolling, but very, very slowly. And now he rolls it into turn 1, and everybody's coming at him at big-time speed.
Now he's got it on the grass, so we'll see if he can get that 95 machine sorted out as we continue on here. Only a handful of laps in the book, so we still got lots of racing action to go here. Flamboro Speedway and a gorgeous Saturday afternoon for our Halloween Enduro. We're going to call it a 300 because it's really 300 laps. It's just split into two different groups. So lots of action all over the track. Again, only a handful of laps. I think we're just about 10 laps into this one. So there's still lots of racing here, still here to come at Flamboro Speedway.
There's action all around the turn 3 and 4. We got 3 wide there. Looks like the number 8, one of our best appearing cars in the 55. Hard on his inside there, so they're battling it out. Some great battles all the way around the track here.
Still lots of racing action here to happen at Flamboro Speedway. There's no matter where you look, there is action all over the speedway here at Flamboro. And it's pretty cool getting to do an Enduro here, especially with my dad up in the booth with me here today. He's going to co-pilot here for most of the day until, well, we'll see how today goes, and then we'll play it by ear. So right now, still green flag. Action, no matter really where you look around the 3rd mile Flamboro Speedway, action all over the racing surface. There's the pumpkin car, the 46, one of our finalists. And our best appearing car, the 46, that's Mike Klotz in the 46 machine.
That Jack-O-Lantern's a good-looking car there. Really was one of the favorites for the best appearing car. So that number 46 there, really good-looking car there. Running in a tight group there with the 8 and the 1 car.
So try to get through all the drivers here as they maybe will make their way through the day. We'll try to name all of them. And we'll start, well, I don't know where to start, but we'll start somewhere. Well, let's start with right here. We're going to start with the number 69 car. That's Michael Martinuk. And right beside him, the 8, or the red machine. I can't tell what number that is. We'll figure it out. 472 something? 473, James Richard. James Richard there in the, let me see, 473. Yep, James Richard. The 17 is Dylan Sharpe, that gray car to the inside. The orange car, the number 6 machine, that is Curtis Stewart. The 8T.
29 car on the back straightaway, slow on the outside there. Just looks like he can't get it to the bottom there, and everybody's diving bombing inside as he gets in time, turn 3.
The 29 machine is Jason Vale in the 29 car. I gotta figure out where I was here. The 8T is our pure stock champion, Ray Thorne, in the 8T. Behind him, the number 60 car. That is Richard Palmatier in the 60 machine. The number 9 car is Carly Pettit in the number 9 machine, right in that mix there as well. And behind them, the 96 car is Jonah Wildemore. This 24 is Rodney Rutherford. The 31 machine is Gary Slama. Gonna see who else is in that battle there. The 6969, unique number, Matt Gould in the blue 6969. The 455 is Mike Plazak. Behind them, the 69 already got it, 473 got that. The 1 car is Dan Dos Santos, the 42, Leo LaBarbera. Where are we here? 42, the 8X, that's Kyle Lucas. The 198 car is Dave Lynch. Behind them, that black with the red numbers. The 55, the gray car is Craig Cole. The 11 machine is Will Foster. The 10 car is Cody Ferry, driver of the ABC United Late Model Series Tour. The 77 car, Omar Ahmed in the 77 machine. 57 is Matt Kaspricks. Might have butchered that last name, I apologize. The 34 is Dan Story. The 177 is James McCartan. The 27 car is Jeremy Dungy. Something like that. The 15 machine, that is Cole Bishop Palmatier. The 142 is Cameron Thompson, the 142 machine. What's that there to the outside of the 9? The 22X, Brady Wilson, the 22X. What's that gray car there in 3 and 4? 60? No, I got that one already. 60 car is Richard Palmatier. The 11A, that's the 11A of Adam Robillard. The 11A, the 53 car behind them is Owen Brooker. Right behind them, I don't know what number that is. That's a black car. I see the Spiderweb machine. They're the 82 machine of Brendan Godfrey. The number 5 car right behind that battle is Max Chichak in the 5 car. Then the 32 is Jillian Hills. And I think that's most of them. The 8 cars, Dan Pettit. The 0 machine, Andrea Clark in the infield. The 95 of Chris Pinder stuck on the infield there as well. Trying to see who else I've missed here. The 88 car, didn't get that one. Robert Mercer in the 88, the 527, the red car, good looking car. William Boyle there coming off of turn 2. It's a really good looking hot rod there in the 527. The 86 car is Dane Lorenzo. The 41 machine, one of our best appearing cars, is Michael Lampreth. Who else am I missing? Did I get him? Oh, giant pile up in turn 2. The 27 car turned around backwards. The 53 of Owen Brooker. Oh, Craig Cole locked him up. Brooker made an evasive maneuver to get down to the pit area, so we'll see if the 27 of Jeremy Dundee can get that car refired, and he will. There we go.
Turn around, rolling the right way. Still got a collection of cars up in turn 3. They're starting to get a little bit of a chicane there in turn 3.
I'm looking there, hanging off the back bumper of that 8T. T is in Terry. That's Wade Thorne in the 8T car. And that back bumper looks awfully familiar to when he picked up the Frosttoberfest win here 2 weeks ago, with the back bumper dangling off his hot rod as he crossed the start-finish line. So maybe that's the trick. Maybe you got to have that rear bumper come off before you go fast.
He must have had that bumper super glued on, because that bumper during Frosttoberfest just hung on there, but it hung on for a bunch of laps, and it was only held on by a thread. So whatever he's using for Gorilla Glue or tape or whatever is unbelievably strong.
Doing a good job here so far. We got to be clicking off some laps. I think we're probably, I don't know, 25, 30 laps in, maybe. I'll try to get an update from my scorer, Kaylee, but she's just telling me I'm number 1. Oh my goodness, that was loud, whatever that was. Yeah, so around lap number 30, somewhere and around there. As we continue, maybe in a little bit I'll go through I'll just go through the whole order, because I'm sure I missed a couple drivers, but there's action all over the speedway. Enduro racing at its finest. You got some cars that are just out logging laps, some cars a little bit quicker. You can see a big gaggle there on the back straightaway with the 1 of Dan Dos Santos, the 32 of Jillian Hills, the 31, I believe that's Gary Slama in the 31 car, the 8T of Wade Thorne. All those drivers pretty quick in there as well, so keep an eye on some of the faster cars here as they start to slice and dice their way through. All different skill sets here as well. And my race director Tim Norris is making loud noises over in the corner.
That's 77 of Omar Ahmad. That's a great looking car. It looks like you could take the numbers off and drive that thing home. It still looks in pristine shape. Nice, good looking paint job on that car.
It is a good looking paint job. I'm impressed. That's you usually don't see that out here for an Enduro car. Usually you see cars like the 27 that look like it might have been through the Demolition Derby a couple times.
Some of these cars typically look like they've been to the shopping mall with Angry Soccer Mom a time or two.
The good old Angry Soccer Mom joke, eh? That just had to come out. Maybe one day we'll do a minivan Enduro here at Flamboro Speedway. I also think I turned down cheeseburgers. I don't know why I did that, but somebody came up and said, "How many cheeseburgers do you want?" I said, "I'm okay," but in reality, I'm actually not okay. I might fade away to nothing here today. There's a reason why I pack on the pounds for days like today, so I can withstand the whole day without eating.
The 8T of Wade Thorne is absolutely still got that bumper hanging by a sliver, but he is running quick with that bumper. Maybe that's an aerodynamic advantage that he's somehow figured out for Frosttoberfest, and again here today, spectacular weather, and maybe that's to his advantage.
Spectacular, the word of the day from my dad, Trevor Small, as every time he comes up and joins me here, and it's good to have him up here. I usually bring him up here for the Enduros this season. You were here a couple weekends ago on the Sunday at Frosttoberfest. Got a little behind the scenes look at how we do things here at Flamboro Speedway. It's always a fun time up in the booth here at Flamboro, and well, there's good hard racing action. We got to be somewhere around lap number 50, somewhere closing into there. So I think, hopefully, maybe, I don't know, somewhere close to there.
I think we're about a quarter of the way in, and yes, you're right, Kevin. I did get the chance a couple of weeks ago on a great, spectacular weekend of Frosttoberfest. Frank is paying me $10 every time I say spectacular, but I did get to see how the sausage is made and get a little peek behind the curtain here on how the track operations run. Oh, 142 or 42 is pulled into the infield there.
I think that's the 142 of Cameron Thompson. Pulls that car to the infield. We'll see if he can maybe he needs a push truck like the sprint car. It's a great sprint car. Somebody get the push truck going.
Well, he got one. He got it fired on his own. Away he goes. Just had to recalculate there.
Some drivers, sometimes they have a computer problem or something inside of these cars where they lock themselves out every now and then, so you got to like turn it off, reset it, and then try again. So that might be the case, because I think he's running one of Leo LaBarbera's cars, and I know Leo, last time out here we ran him to Enduro on a Saturday night, he was having the same type of problem. He had an ice cream sandwich hookup over there on the go-kart track coming off of turn number 2. So we'll see. The 88 car is slow with the 88 machine. That is Robert Mercer, I believe. He pulls that car to the infield. So we'll keep on trucking here in this one.
Yeah, Leo did have he had an ice cream sandwich thing going on there. He must have had a little mini fridge in the passenger seat well, because he pulled off about 10 times for about 2 or 3 laps and then pulled right back on where he went. So certainly a great car in the normal running points for Flamboro, and having a really good run here today.
Still lots of cars on the speedway. I'm going to try to give, so that everybody can get a shout out here today, we're going to try to do a full rundown. So Dad, if you see something, let me know, but I'll give you a full rundown on all the cars here today. So the 0 machine of Andrea Clark, the 1 is Dan Dos Santos, the 3 cars, Peter Martinuk, the 5 is Max Chuchak, the 6 is Curtis Stewart, 8 cars, Dan Pettit, the 8T is Wade Thorne, the 8X is Kyle Lucas, the 9 is Carly Pettit, the 10 is Cody Ferry, the 11 is Will Foster, the 11A is Adam Robillard, the 15 is Cole Bishop Palmatier, 17 is Dylan Sharpe, 22 is Matthew Parkin, 22X is Brady Wilson, 24 is Rodney Rutherford, 27 is Jeremy Dungy, 29 is Jason Vale, 30 is Calvin George, 31 Gary Slama, 32 of Jillian Hills, 34 of Dan Story, the 40 of Haley Hill, 41 of Michael Lampreth, 42 is Leo LaBarbera, 46 is Mike Klotz, 53 of Owen Brooker, 54 of Adam McDonald, 55 of Craig Cole, 57 of Matt Kasparakis, 60 of Richard Palmatier, 69 of Michael Martinuk, 77 of Omar Ahmed, 77X of Tom Rodzrago, 82K of Brendan Godfrey. Oh, it's Brendan Godfrey. He is missing a right front wheel in that 82 car, so we'll see if he can get to the pit area, but he's going to try his best. The 82 car of Brendan Godfrey. 85 is Eric McLean. 86 is Dwayne Lorenzo. 88 Robert Mercer. 88 Zed of Zatin Lampreth. 95 is Chris Pinder. 96 is Jonah Wildemore. 142 is Cameron Thompson. 177 is James McCartan. 198 is Dave Lynch. 455 is Mike Plazak. 473 James Richard. 527 William Boyle. And 69 is Matt Gould. There we go. Everybody got a shout out that time.
Cameron Thompson does pull into the little chicane off the back straightaway there. Parked it for about a half a lap and then got it back on. So must be on the Leo school of how to run an Enduro here. I didn't realize that was part of the requirements, but he's doing a great job. I have to say, throwback paint scheme to the 32, and that 32 is Jillian Hills, and looks like a throwback to the 43 of Don Biederman now. It's in the 32, but definitely has the throwback Don Biederman paint scheme going on there.
Oh, one problem again. The 77X is totally missing. That's Tom Rudzroga. He pulls that car to the infield. That tire's got to be around here somewhere.
Yeah, his sponsor is Next Step, and it looks like the next step is to put a right front tire on that car.
I don't actually know where that tire went. It might be in turns 1 and 2. There's another one over in the fence over here. Oh, it looks like our Bass safety team. It's behind the grandstand over in turn number 4. I think our Bass safety team went to pick it up. I think, there it is. The Bass safety team retrieved the whole tire and wheel and rim assembly right in front of our Bennett GM Chevrolet sign.
I think we have the Bass safety team because that could have been bad if had it got hit to somebody. But our safety team did a great job getting that picked up and cleaned up. Unfortunately for the 77X, it looks like he's shut down for a little bit.
Best in the business when it comes to the Bass safety team. Fully qualified to do anything on site here at Flamboro Speedway, so we appreciate them and all that they do. Whether it's running the brooms, whether it's giving medical, I wouldn't say advice, medical assistance to anybody. You know, I could give medical advice to anybody if they really wanted it. Sure, yeah, just chop it off. That's fine. You're okay. It's just a flesh wound.
I don't know they're going to take a whole lot of medical.
I don't know that I would take a whole lot of medical advice from you, Kevin. I think you should stick to your day job. And looks like the 142 again from Cameron Thompson is pulled off on the back straightaway. Must have a little bit of a homing pigeon for that thing. And then looks like this is about the 3rd or 4th time he's pulled in there. Pulls in for a lap or 2 and then gets her back on. Hopefully he can get back on.
Yeah, I think it's got something to do with the computer or something. It's got to like cycle through the settings. It's like a reset or something like that. I'm not sure. Leo told me about it, but I don't know enough to understand what he was telling me about. Oh! The number 5 just got absolutely door slammed by the 96 coming off of turn number 2. You got to keep your heads up. You got to do shoulder checks left, right, and center. The 96 of Jonah Wildeboer made good impact there with the inside corner. Now they're duking it out down the front straightaway. I think he just told him he's number 1. Into 1 and 2, they are side by side. Oh, shuffled up the track. The number 5 car, that's Max Chuchak. No stranger to Enduro racing here at Flamboro Speedway. He's not going to let the 96 bully him around, and he's going to take that spot away. I have no clue if that was for position or not, but good battle nonetheless.
That 455 of Mike Plazik looks like he is fast, and he's coming on that group that you were just talking about, Kevin. The Spider-Man car that was one of our best appearing cars, the 52.
82K, they're the Spider Machine, one of our best appearing cars. That's, who was that? Brendan Godfrey in the 82K. Got the tire back going, so looks like they had a spare. So we stay under the green flag condition. A good long run here right now. We gotta be, we gotta be somewhere closing in on lap number 65, maybe somewhere around that number. Somewhere close to that.
Well, I got my shoes and socks off, but I think we went a little bit past 20 here. So as my partner in crime here is spotting it's such a beautiful day. The flies are out in the booth here, so I think Kevin's hungry and he's maybe looking for something to eat.
You know, I can't dip these wasp in chocolate sauce, but they are starting to look pretty appetizing. As I don them with my hat as we stay under the green flag condition. This is why we run usually at nighttime, so I don't have to deal with these during the day. Except for 2 weeks ago at Frosttoberfest. I dealt with them all weekend, and here they are again, just buzzing around my head. One of them is going to stop me, I'm sure. I think Kaylee got stung like 3 times last weekend at Frosttoberfest. Big shout out to Kaylee, our scoring team. Without her, this definitely would not be possible, because between my wonderful brain and Tim Norris's wonderful brain, we couldn't figure out how to even turn the computer on for the timing system. So big shout out to Kaylee and her, I would say lovely, but he's not that lovely, her boyfriend Spencer Riddell. I think he's here somewhere. Maybe. Is he here? Hi Spencer, if you can hear me, hi. I wasn't ignoring you. I think I texted you back. I'm sorry. But a big shout out to them, because without them, we wouldn't even have transponders going, because Tim and I couldn't figure out how to turn them on.
My best advice to you, Kevin, is that
the pumpkin just lost the right tire. That tire went bouncing over by the cottage country sign. Oh my goodness. Make sure those tires are on tight, folks. That one went really flying out. Well, everybody's okay over there. I see our Bass safety team on site. Whoever's white van that is might have taken a lick. That might be our photographer, Peter Anderson's van, so hopefully that's okay. Peter, we'll check in here in a minute, Peter. We'll let you know.
Great pumpkin is, looks like the candle has gone out, and a 77 that was in beautiful shape has just hit the wall in 4, and now he's got a giant cloud of smoke, and that paint job does not look as beautiful as it did earlier.
Oh, this could be big. Oh, big hit. Oh, huge hit. Red flag is going to come out. Red. Oh, my goodness. The 77 just got absolutely smoked by the 8X of Kyle Lucas. I think the 8T of Wade Thorne, well, his rear bumper still might be hooked on, but that front took an absolute lick. I think the 8T of Wade Thorne and the 96 of, I think it's Jonah Wildemore, made big impact there, and holy smokes.
Yeah,
the 77 was parked coming off of turn 4. Oh, hi, Brenda.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, the 8X gets up on
Hey, Kyle Lucas looks to be okay. Round of applause. We'll see if the 77's okay there as well.
Kyle Lucas just did the Jimmy Johnson Watkins Glen when he was in the Bush car, and got up on top of the car and give I'm the victor, even though he may not make it to the end. He's okay. So back to action here as the 88Z takes a little bit slow getting back to one of Zathan and Lambert, and we've got another car, the 96, up in the wall here in the front straightaway, looking a little bit dangerous, but hopefully all our drivers see him and they don't want to run him over. Oh, red flag's back out. We got some of the faster cars there, the 17 and the 60, they're back hard at it. A little bit of speedy drive on the front straightaway coming out of 4. It looks like some great action as we're back hard racing. Hopefully, if you've got something to eat and something to drink, that you didn't get in front of the line in Kevin, because he probably is going to try to help you out of the way. So, anyways, we're having a great time. Still enjoying spectacular racing here, and I'm rejoined by my partner.
I went down and found like 6 Flamburgers. I dusted them on the way back up. Just kidding, I couldn't eat that fast. Oh, Kaylee found one. How'd you find one? Oh, that's a sub. Never mind. Oh, that looks pretty good too. I'm starting to drool in here. This is bad. Bad news bears. Well, hopefully everybody enjoyed their prizes. I think we still got a couple more courtesy of the 88 of Jake Watson. They're not here today, but they were here a couple weeks ago at Frost Overfest, so big shout out to them. And yeah, those stairs made me really hungry now, and we're running out of snacks. I might have to eat some of Kaylee's sub.
The floor is getting a little slippery because he's drooling like crazy, so it's just like having my dog at home.
So still lots of racing action. I think we are closing in on lap number 65, 70, somewhere around that range, neck of the woods. Maybe a couple more, maybe a couple less. We're getting towards halfway, let's just put it that way. And it's 4 o'clock, so we're getting there.
Beautiful afternoon of racing here. Lots of good cars, so we're really having a great time here. Lots of times this Halloween Enduro can be a little bit chilly, but today Frank and John have picked the perfect afternoon. It's just unbelievably nice weather. It's spectacular, as Kevin would say. We got 85, Eric McLean, back to join us. He's stepping high with the pink high-heeled shoes on top of that car.
Eric McLean, young prodigy, son of veteran Oscar Modified, the 8 of Gary McLean. So good to see Eric back out here on the track once again. I actually think Gary's here in the pit, so good to have him back at the track. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, because I don't know if his doctors were supposed to allow him over here, but that's okay. He's here somewhere, and if he can hear me, Gary, good to have you back here at the Speedway today.
Hopefully we get him back in a super late model sometime early next year. I know he is looking forward to it. As Greg gets the car back together, he'll be back out with his super late model, and hopefully he can join us again for the Gold Rush next summer.
We got lots in store here for next year at Flamboro Speedway. Cameron Thompson's got some issues. He's got the green hand of favor. Please don't hit me as I'm going down the front straightaway. So we'll keep an eye on that. 142 of Cameron Thompson. Oh, now Craig Cole in the 55. He's got that rear bumper coming off. Actually, it doesn't look like the left rear is moving very... Oh, there it goes. Maybe it's just off the ground. But Cameron Thompson now going to come to a stop over in turns 1 and 2. So keep an eye on that car. Laps continue to click off here.
That car's definitely had an intermittent problem there. He's back going again as he pulls out of turn 2. That car's had an intermittent problem all afternoon. So he's heading back to the pits, see if they can diagnose it and get it fixed so he can get back out here and get racing with us. I see the 77X, 77X of Tom Rodgers is back out here. He got a new right front tire put on there, and the no step car is back to stepping. So glad to have him back out here as we go 4 wide through turn 3 and 4. And my partner is now mucking some donuts, so we got all kinds of action on the track and a little bit of action up in the booth here. So the 85 of Eric McLean looked like he just about ended his afternoon, but he kept it going. The 9 is of Carly Petty, taking the grass, passing the grass, but it's more like the slow lane on the 401 there that she's making work there on the inside. So good job. We go 3 wide into turn 3 again. The 42, which is one of our best appearing cars there, of Leo La Barbera. Might take me a few times to get used to that handle, but I apologize to Leo if I butchered it, but that's some tight running through there. Some exciting racing all through the pack there, all the way around. We've got races for positions and other races. Looks like the 11 has got a bit of a smoke issue there. I don't know if he's got a tire going down or if it's engine smoke. But that car has been smoking there all through there. Also, the 55 has got that interesting bike bumper hook up there of Craig Colt. Able to hang on to that bumper, but as they go through wide through turn 3, that bumper is hanging on by a thread, but Craig is able to nurse it around there without anybody knocking it off for him. So, good job. Kevin's licking his finger, so clearly he's finished his donut and ready for a Flamburger.
I'm back. I found a snack. I'm now full. It was pretty good too. We're closing in, I think, on halfway here on the Halloween Enduro at Flamboro Speedway. A fantastic day. There's a big wasp on my microphone. Must be the cherry sauce on my face that he's trying to get after.
That 11 car there, Kevin, is really putting down quite a smoke show. I don't know, that doesn't look like tire rub smoke there. That smoke looks like I don't think I'm going to make it 200 laps smoke.
That's a good looking race car though. It looks almost like a mini stock. So
he's got that car, the front end's down, so there'll be no problem with aero on the front of that car. That front end is down into the track as he whips around, come through turn one.
Nose down, fin up, as they say. They continue under the green flag. I think we're closing in on halfway, somewhere around that number. Oh, that 77 found a new right front tire. I didn't even see that. Did you already point that out?
I did. While you were mucking that donut there, I was keeping an eye on everything that was going on. 77 has made it back out, the new right front tire. So the 11 looks like he might have needed another quart or two of oil to keep on going because that car may be done. Don't know. He's looking like he's headed back to the pits here.
It's a good thing I hired good help to help me today because I knew it was in good hands as I went to have a donut. But we're clicking them off.
Some of the quick cars out here right now are the 455 there of Mike Plazik, the one of Dan DeSantos, and the 17 of Dylan Sharpe. Those cars are all running quick out here. Not sure what the order of any of those cars is, but those are all some of the quicker cars out here right now.
Yeah, the 17 of Dylan Sharpe, I think the 1 of Dan Dos Santos, the 455 of Mike Plazak, the 24 of Rodney Rutherford. Those are our typical customers up front. Maybe the 31 there of Gary Slama as well, the 60 of Richard Palmatier. Those drivers typically tend to be pretty quick. Same with that 15 car of, I think it's Cole Bishop Palmatier. So some drivers to kind of keep an eye on here as we continue to work. We got to be closing in on halfway here at Flamboro Speedway on our Halloween Enduro 200.
Yeah, the 17 and the 1 are having a pretty good battle here right now, Kevin, as we come through turn 2 there and then down the back straightaway, trying to find some room there. But the 1 is looking to the inside of the 17, but those two cars are absolutely locked together, bumper to bumper, right one in front of the other. So looking like pretty quick cars here.
Yeah, they're, I'm just guessing, but I'm going to guess that's probably a battle for the lead there between the 17 and the 1 car. Those two drivers, they're no strangers here to the Enduro racing at Flamboro Speedway. The 17 of Dylan Sharpe had a good run at Frosttoberfest as well. Oh, around goes the 77X, losing bumpers.
77X gets spun to the infield coming off at 2, but gets her turned around and righted. Now, he left the bumper in the middle of the back straightaway, but it doesn't look like it's been hit, but it's just a matter of time now for that bumper to get whacked.
We're still green, and there's still
lots of racing action going on around here, Kev. As we look down the back straightaway there, good group of cars. The 60 there, he's been a quick car there, Richard Palmatier. Not the former Maple Leaf goalie, but Richard Palmatier doing a great job there with that 60 car. Looks fast, good looking car too.
And there's still lots of racing action to go. I think we're just past, or closing in on halfway, so we're clicking them off slowly, lap by lap.
Yeah, that 55 looks like that bumper is still hanging on there. It's in the right-hand lane, while the 55's in the left-hand lane. That 55, Craig Cole, he is running hard, but the bumper is hanging right with him, and he is grinding the edge of that thing off as we come through turn 3. That thing is absolutely getting a workout.
Cameron Thompson pulls to the infield. And that 142, he stopped once again for an ice cream sandwich. So there is a big hunk of bumper right in the middle of the back straightaway there as well. So I'm being asked to come over and help with timing and scoring. So give me a sec.
Yeah, our drivers do a great job of staying out from hitting that bumper. That bumper's been sitting there for at least 5 laps, and no one's really hit it. So, we're going to red flag. Drivers, the red flag is out. So lock her down. The bunch of parts and pieces there. There's some parts up in turn 1, the bumper down the middle of the back straightaway. And we've got a bunch of things there that could come up and hit somebody in the crowd. So we're going to get that cleaned up there. Really nice to see our professionalism from the Blast safety crew. They're doing a great job of getting things cleaned up. And hopefully we'll be back to green flag here in a second or two.
So green flag is back in the air. I think we're closing in or around lap 110, somewhere around there.
Good battle with the 1, the 60, and the 17 there. Those cars are all running hard. The 31's right with them. Those 4 cars have been running very, very close together all race. And they battle through turn 3 and 4. It looks like we got some pretty hard racing still going on here.
So again, we're not, we can't tell exactly what lap we're on because we want everybody to have a fair playing field, but we're around lap 110, just over halfway, somewhere around that number.
As I would turn, we're Kevin's 2 Flamburgers in, and so if it's normal for a Flamburger race, he's a bit more than 2 Flamburgers in. So we're still racing very hard though, some good racing there. I'm looking at the 55 car of Craig Cole. It doesn't look like the rear tire is turning at all when he gets in the corner. That bumper's dragging on the right side. The left rear is not turning at all as he goes through the corner. Pretty interesting way to get through the corner. Maybe one of the tire saving options is lift the left rear as you come through the corner. So anyways, he's doing well. The 15 there is Cote Bishop Palmier, and that Hot Wheels car is running good there today. Looking good, still nice and clean, no bumps, no bruises. So some good racing going on out here. Looking at other cars here that don't have any damage here. The 88Z of Z10 Lampert, that BMW looks like he hasn't had a scratch on it. Been doing a great job rolling along here. The 55 still hanging on with that bumper. Interesting approach that he can lift the left rear tire and run through the corners with only on 3 tires.
Right.
142 of Cam Thompson back to the infield again. Oh, we got a big crazy spin out on the back straightaway as the 27 of Jeremy Dugray. Sorry, I might have butchered that name. Spun around, but got it turned back around, running the right direction again. And he's got the bumper dragging now, but I don't know if he has the same, because it looks like the left rear tire is completely flat on that car now. So good job to keep it, do the loop and get it pointed back in the right direction. We got a battle of the cars with the bumpers dragging between the 55 and the 27. They're side by side, using up 4 lanes of the track. So. That one of the Dan Dos Santos is one of the quicker cars. They're battling with the 2 cars that have the bumpers dragging. And as he comes through turn 4, he's trying to navigate between running over that bumper and getting around those cars. So guy's running hard. as we come through turn 3 wide with the 27 and the 57. The 57 we haven't talked about too much today, Matt, because and he is doing a great job of getting around here too.
All right, I'm back. We sorted out whatever we had to sort out. We got her going again, and we're back in the right direction. Somewhere on lap 120 something, somewhere around there. Still lots of. I see that Beetlejuice car, that 41, still getting her done there and cutting into turn number 3. The 41 car, that's Michael Lampreth. Looks like Leo's going to join Cameron Thompson there for the ice cream sandwich break off turn 2 in that 42 machine.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to Kevin for going to get French fries and not bringing us up any, but good job there. Hopefully you got your assortment of meals chosen accordingly.
You know, I think one of my next year's plans is to put in a dumbwaiter here so that I can just send down the trolley with a note, add gravy, and send back up. So maybe we'll do that next year. Oh, it's probably 22X. That is Brady Wilson. He's going to pull off and go to the pit area. Again, this is the first of our 200 laps of our 300 lap Enduro. We're going to do another 100 lap race here coming up a little bit later. So as we continue on here in this one, so far so good. Again, thanks everybody for joining us.
That 27 of Jeremy Dungy is soldiering on, and that left rear tire is chattering as it's flat. He's dragging a bumper, but it's still coming 3 wide through, almost 4 wide through turn 3.
One of the great things about Enduros is that there is action all over the speedway, slow, fast. Oh, a giant hunk of bumper! Oh,
the bumper of the 27 off there, and it now sits just up close to the wall in turn 1 entrance.
So I don't know if that's a steel bumper, so we'll see if we'll leave it there for a couple laps, and maybe it's out of the groove in turns 1 and 2, should be okay. If anybody's up that high, they're probably in trouble anyways. So we'll problems with the 60 of Richard Palmatier.
That was one of our better cars here today. He was running with the lead group there. Don't know what happened there. It didn't look like I saw anything happen, but he's had to pull off into the pits.
So we stay under the green flag here as drivers continue to work their way around this 3rd mile Flamboro Speedway. Beautiful day for an Enduro, and so far so good as we continue to click laps off. Somewhere in the 110, 115, maybe 120 mark, somewhere around there, probably closing in on just over 70 some odd laps to go, 75 laps to go here in the first 200 lapper for the Halloween Enduro. We continue to work through the field. Beautiful day for an Enduro here once again at Flamboro Speedway. Tough break for some of those cars parked in the infield though. It's a lonely feeling sitting down there stuck and have nowhere to go.
Yeah, it certainly is a lonely feeling sitting there watching everybody, but it must be worse if you're stuck out on the track. Now, I don't think the driver of the 29 is still in that car, but that car has been sitting out there for probably 80 laps, and his car is parked in right at the entrance of turn 3.
Yeah, one of the things, maybe next year I'll get John and Frank to allow us to run some of the road course.
Always interesting to see the choice of different cars here for Enduros, Kev. We got some Preludes out there. We got some, looks like some Neons and some Hondas. We got some bigger cars there. All kinds of, we had a Cadillac CTS, and we got a really interesting choice of some cars out there.
Then we got some cars that are full-blown pure stocks. There, I think the 32 of Jillian Hills maybe be a pure stock. A couple other pure stocks. The 34 of Dan Story. The 60 car, Richard Palmatier, he's back on the speedway. So still lots of action. I think we're closing in on maybe 60, 65 laps. No problem for the 32 of Jillian Hills. That car slows. The 9 of Carly Pettit. I think that's Carly Pettit there in the 9 car. Doing a good job, just running the bottom line, getting laps in, and staying ahead of everybody's way in that number 9 machine. 27 looks like he's got a left rear problem, I think, going into 3 and 4.
Yeah, he's had that left rear problem for about 20 laps there. After he lost the bumper, I thought, oh, he might not be able to keep on soldiering on, but it's been coming apart for a while. I think he's running a snow tire on that left rear because that thing is holding together much better than you would have thought. Good to see the 60 back out there. He looks like he's only maybe lost a couple laps, but he's out there running hard again.
Yeah, the 60's back out, full speed there once again, so good to see him back out there. Lots of drivers still going on. That number 10 car, the 10 is Cody Ferry there in the 10 machine. That car looks pretty good. The left front tire, though, might be a little bit worse for wear, but still pretty good-looking racing automobile. That's the Cody Ferry, the driver of the 10 ABC United Late Model Series. As he tries to work his way through a 4-wide track in front of him, there's just no racing room there, right in front of that 10 machine. But good to see lots of drivers, lots of different skill sets. We got guys that run pure stocks, we got the guys that only run Enduros, and then we also have guys that run ABC United Late Model Series late models. So it's pretty good to see a mix of drivers out here at Flamboro Speedway, all on the same track, running in the same class.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. It is good to see that, and good call on the 10 there. That car has been clean and doesn't look like it's got a mark on it. They're really nice looking Nissan. And you can see all kinds of different cars. Like the 27 has the bar on it, like the bar that you would use to run a demolition derby. So we have all kinds of different cars out here and all kinds of different driver experience.
That 27's got to be hanging on for dear life because that left rear tire is like coming apart. So that could not be a smooth ride there on that 27, that gray. I think that's an HHR. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There's the tire carcass comes apart right in the racing groove. We'll see if anybody clocks it. It's right to the entrance of turn 3, sitting right in the middle. Keep an eye on that. And there's the 10 of Cody Ferry. He smoked it. It's going to go to the outside line now, right in front of that park number 29 car. I can't quite see out of this window. It's still not clean. That's okay. We'll clean it in the off season. Meatball flag to the 27 car. That's because he's on the rim.
Yeah, I'm shocked that tire lasted as long as it did, but looks like he's going to limp it back into the pits and pop a new one on there. Hopefully he can get back out.
Probably pick up about 2/10 once he puts that new left rear slick on them. Well, definitely not a slick, but the new winter tire might be going on the 27 car. We continue on here. We got to be somewhere closing in on 50 laps to go here, I think, in this one.
Yeah, we're like 2/3 in, 3/4 in, and the last quarter is going to be interesting here. It really looks like there's about 4 or 5 cars that are really quick. Some other cars are just logging laps and trying to make it to the end. It looks like the 455, the 1 and the 17 have hung together almost the whole race. 31's right with them there. Those 4 cars have been fast all race.
So we still, as I dodge a giant wasp, we need some wasp killer up here. Maybe I hit the vacuum out here at intermission time, but still green in this one, closing in on, I don't know, a little bit less than 50 laps to go here, I think, somewhere around that number. Still lots of cars on the speedway. Again, this is their first 200-lap race. We're going to have a second 100-lap race a little bit later on here tonight after our intermission. So we continue to soldier on. Still lots of cars on the speedway. I don't know, what do you guess, about 25 maybe left, 27, 30, somewhere around there.
Yeah, the drivers have really done a great job. We haven't really seen too much, the driving has been tight and hard, but pretty clean. Nobody's really wrecked. And I see that now the 10 gets the left rear quarter panel ripped off it by the 1. So that 10 looks like he could have driven it home and drove it to work tomorrow, but now it's got a bit of a ding.
Again, a couple of quicker cars there. The 1 of Dan Dos Santos, the 17 of Dylan Sharpe, 24 of Rodney Rutherford. No strangers to being up front here when it comes to Enduro racing at Flamboro Speedway. So keep an eye on them as they slice and dice their way through some traffic. The 10 car's got some problems. It's the commentator's curse. As soon as he started to talk about how well that car was doing, and now he seems to have left rear problems. So, sorry, Cody. My apologies.
We definitely jinxed him there. He was doing such a good job. That car was perfect. It looks like he could have driven it to work tomorrow morning, but unfortunately, it doesn't look quite as pretty as it did. So right front and left rear is now got a pretty good whack in it.
Looks like the 8T of Wade Thorne is back on the Speedway as well. He was our pure stock champion this year at Flamboro Speedway. Big move there from Wade Thorne there, the 8T, sorry. And Wade Thorne also picked up the win for the pure stocks at our Oktoberfest weekend, picking up the Igloo. Big shout out to Mike Schmidt and the London Recreational Racing Team for all that they did supporting that event. And Wade Thorne ended up picking up the win for himself and PT Racing, and right now he's back on the Speedway in the 8T car. And there is shrapnel all over the Speedway as well. There's parts and pieces, there's a bumper somewhere, there's still that tire carcass over in turn 4. So, if you're ever looking for a scrap metal job, this is a good spot to come.
Yeah, you could probably take one of those metal recycling bins and just go around after the race here and make yourself a few bucks. So looks like it's it almost looks like every corner has some pieces and parts that are hanging off there. So now our driver's doing a great job of dodging that stuff. But I look at the 55. Not only is the bumper hanging, but I think the part that held the bumper is now hanging too. So not sure how long that's going to last.
55 there, Craig Cole, typical pure stock driver, the 92W. A bit of a tough break there a couple weekends ago at Oktoberfest. Ended up winning the B main and then unfortunately got disqualified for being a little bit too light over the scales. So he wasn't able to partake in the 50-lap feature event. But out here running the Enduro here today. And so far soldiering on with some couple less panels going to come off that racing automobile here a little bit later on. 22X back on the Speedway again. That's Brady Wilson. He's back on the Speedway. I'm not sure when he came back on, but I know I saw him leave when he came back. So here we go. Still soldiering on. Cameron Thompson, that 142. Seems to be, he keeps cycling the power there on that 142, and it looks like he's back going now, but we'll see how long it will run for.
Yeah, he's a bit of a tough afternoon where I have to pull off every 5 to 10 laps, give it about a half a lap or more, and then as he pulls off into the back straightaway again, looks like as soon as we start talking about him, he pulls her in the infield.
It's always good. Great crowd on hand. Couple young fans. I see one walking down right in front of the grandstand there. Youngster coming out and hanging out at Flamboro Speedway. So thanks for joining us here today. Big shout out to, there's another youngster. He's wheeling down the front straightaway. He's got his, I don't know if that was a Lightning McQueen shirt, but I like it. There's a couple other, there's one guy in the white and blue shirt down there. Hope you're having a good time. Hope all the kids are having a great time, and make sure you get some candy and jack yourselves up, because that's what we do here at Flamboro Speedway. We send your kids home. If I had any candy, I would give it out, but I got to make sure that I don't have any rats up here in the booth. So, just kidding. We have no animals here at Flamboro Speedway, except for Brenda. So we're still green here in this one, and I'm still hungry. So the donut was good, but it didn't quite suffice.
I'm watching the 1 and the 17 here. Those two cars have just basically followed the leader for like 150 laps or so here. They have been running hard and are still doing a great job. 455, he's been out there running hard. Now he's dropped back a little bit from the 1 and the 17, but again, running hard. A lot of good racing out here.
So we're closing in on the final quarter of this one here, I think. I'm not exactly sure what lap we're on, but we got to be around somewhere 165, 170, somewhere around that range. So we're making our way down nitty gritty. It's a 30 lap feature time now. So you need 30 qualifying laps, and then that'll be it. So somewhere around that number. So as we continue under the green flag here in this one at a beautiful sunny afternoon here at Flamboro Speedway for our Halloween Enduro 200. Well, sorry, it's a 300, but we're doing 2 races. So 200 laps, and then we're going to have a little bit of an intermission. Then we'll come back with the second 100 lap race a little bit later on. So it should be a great day here at Flamboro Speedway, and we're just getting started. Again, my name is Kevin Small. Alongside up with me in the booth here today is my dad, Trevor Small, our timing and scoring official, Kaylee, and our race director, Tim, as well up in the booth. And, well, our scorer official, Brenda, is over there somewhere. I don't know what she's doing, but she says she's working, but I really don't know what she does actually out there, but that's okay. She'll come hunt me down after the fact. So, again, a big shout out to our quarter marshals, Kenny and Jason as well, and Dougie up in the tower, Lisa over in the pit booth as well, getting everybody signed in. The guys in our little red truck, Mike Norris, Joe as well. Big shout out to them down in the pits in the infield, making all the drivers make sure they're cleaned up. And we can make shout out to all of our Bass Safety, our Abrams Towing, all of our photographers at the track. Without them, none of this would be possible. And a big shout out to John and Frank Caselli for all that they've done here at Flamboro Speedway, giving us a place to play all season long. And this is the final racing event on track today. So it's coming to an end. It feels like just yesterday we had test and tune day. So it's been a great year, and we still got a couple laps to go, but it's been a fantastic year here at Flamboro Speedway. We're closing in on the final 25 or so laps here in the first 200 lap event as leaders continue to click them off here in this one, and it's been a great day so far.
The last 5 or 10 laps, I've been watching the 1 and the 17 absolutely just bumper to bumper, running super hard, side by side, Dylan Sharpe and Dan DeSantos. And those cars, as they get into turn 3, they stick it 3 wide there, and those 2 cars have been amongst the leaders, along with the 60, but he had to pull off for a couple laps. It's a great battle here. We've got some really good racing. 31 is running great here too, so really some good racing out here. Everybody's running hard right to the end. As we roll into the last quarter of this race here, Kevin, we're getting close to the finish line, and we really have some hard racing going on there.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure who's actually in the lead, but we're closing in on the final handful of laps here in this one. I have an idea. I think the 1 and the 17 there, those 2 drivers they're duking it out. I don't know if that's exactly for the lead, but it's got to be pretty close, as they seem to be some of the quicker cars on the property here for this one.
Dylan Sharpe in the 17 is absolutely hanging the back end of that car out there. Toyota, it looks like a Toyota. I'm not sure what. He gets a little sideways, but he is hanging the back end there. That's a Celica, I think, from probably the late 80s, early 90s, a Toyota Celica.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who's out front between those 2, but those 2 in the 17 and the 1 car, they're duking it out in this one. I'm not exactly sure the running order, but I know we're closing in on about 20 some odd laps to go here in this one.
The battle with the 455, who's run good there all afternoon, kept that car pretty clean. Looks like the 17 and the 1 just a smidge faster than the 455 as they try to pass him, but it's a good tight battle.
So again, still under the green flag here. Again, this is the first 200 lap segment of our Halloween Enduro 300. We'll have another 100 lap race for the lower half of the field. Try to see if we can give some opportunities to a couple other drivers. So it should be a good second 100 lap race event here as well.
Now that the AT's got back out there, he took a pretty hard lick on the front straightaway, but he's back running pretty hard, Kev. he is really looking pretty good, but lost a few laps on that hard lick on the front straightaway we had here, that red flag earlier.
So we're staying under the green flag condition here as we continue to leave laps click off here in this one. And I'm not sure exactly who's out front, but I'm guessing it's the 17 and the 1 car. Those two seem to be duking it out here pretty good here in this one. 24 of Rodney Rutherford, he's going to be in that mix there as well. And maybe the 455 of Mike Plazak as well, maybe. I think that's who the 455 is. So lots of drivers still coming, and we're closing in on the final. It's going to be close to 10 or 15 laps to go here in this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle right to the finish. There's 4 or 5 cars that are right tight, side by side, running to the end here. Unfortunately for the 60, looks like he lost a few laps and as he ducked off there, but he's still running hard there. That car still in great shape, not a mark on it.
So we're continuing under here, and we got to be closing in on 15 laps to go here in this one. So this is shaping up to be a good finish here in this one. Actually, so far this has been a pretty clean race for an Enduro as well. Like usually we see a lot of hard hits, and I saw a couple of years ago we saw a really hard hit, but right now so far pretty clean, and looks like that's the checkered flag, I believe. So checkered flag waves, and I guess that's the end. Having a round of applause, your 200-lap Enduro winner, the 17 of Dylan Sharpe. So we'll slide in here and grab a word here with Dylan. Well, Dylan, you guys put up a close battle all race long. Did you know how close you guys were throughout the whole race?
Once we had that red flag right after the other one with the dead car there, Dan and the boys caught up to me pretty quick. Any of the advantage that I had, I lost then. So it was more just making sure that Dan stayed behind me, and he stayed in front of me a lot of it. So a lot of really clean driving by everybody today. There wasn't anybody being done dirty, so it was nice to see.
I know you guys do a lot of Enduro racing here as a group. You jumped behind the wheel for the Pure Sox last couple weekends ago for Frostoberfest. What's the big difference between running an Enduro car and a Pure Stock race that you can tell from the driver's seat?
From the driver's seat, some of these cars that we can use in an Enduro have a little bit more power, but certainly there's a lot less setup. They're a little bit harder to drive. And a long race in a Pure Stock is 50 laps. We're doing 4 times that. So keeping your tires on, keeping the car in one piece, keeping your head on straight is the number one part of the game.
I know you guys put a lot of effort in. Who do you want to give a shout out to on this 17 for making things possible for you guys?
Yeah, A&A Discount has been helping me out for years with my Enduro program. They were integral. Icon Era Services, just for parts and stuff for this thing. And all my friends and family, Aaron, Greg, my mom, and especially Kate for always being there for me to score, even though she hates it.
There you go, fans. Have a round of applause. Your Halloween Enduro 200 winner, the 17 of Dylan Sharpe.